Do you know why 98% of people die without achieving their goals and only 2% achieve success for what they had dreamed of? I am not going to talk about all those qualities like discipline, hard work, courage, patience, which most of you might know. Although these qualities are also very important, but I am going to specifically talk about those qualities, or you can say personality traits, which are least talked about. For this, I read about successful people from different fields and tried to analyze them psychologically, after which I came up with the list of 7 traits mostly all of them have in common. The first and the sixth are most important traits among all of them, which are very essential if you want to become successful. So don't miss them. Starting with the first and one of the most important personality trait, and that is adaptability. The world and its demands are changing rapidly in mostly all the fields. And for an individual to survive and grow in such kind of situation, he needs to continuously change himself according to the demands. Basically, adaptability is the ability to adjust to changing factors, conditions, or environment. It is a skill that is essential for career success in the 21st century where change is constant and inevitable. Like presently, you can see how artificial intelligence is taking over the world, and for a person to grow, he must take use of this technology in his work if possible. He should not be stuck with the older ways of doing his work, but change it by making the best possible use of AI, which in turn will increase his productivity and help him to grow. Adaptability makes one resilient, which is the ability to recover from difficulties, cope with stress, or overcome obstacles. It also increases the flexibility of an individual by allowing him to work with different people under different circumstances. And for a person to work with different people, he should also have a very good emotional intelligence, which comes under the second trait, and that is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is a person's quality of being careful and organized and display high level of emotional intelligence. Basically, emotional intelligence is the ability to control and express one's emotions and also understand and handle other person's emotions judiciously. Conscientious people tend to work hard and perform well in a team, which make them highly desirable at workplace. They are very focused on their tasks or goals for which they plan very well and are aware of multiple possibilities and consequences of their decisions and actions. Conscientious people take responsibility of their work. They set their deadlines in advance and try to achieve them by strictly following rules and regulations. This tendency makes them highly efficient in workplace. Also, they tend to focus on the task that they are working on and avoid multitasking. For this, they prioritize their work in advance and work according to their set plans and schedules. Everyone talks about being optimistic and its benefits, but I came up with a little bit upgraded version of optimism, and that is realistic optimism, which nobody talks about. Optimism is the ability of perceiving every person, event, or situation as positive, means only looking their positive aspects and to hope that everything will be alright. But realistic optimism is the ability of keeping a positive view and at the same time being aware and prepared for any kind of problems and obstacles, as life is very unpredictable and not always smooth. So basically, it means being optimistic and at the same time being realistic about it. An optimistic person sees problems and challenges as opportunities to learn and to grow, not as barriers. This helps them maintain self control, which in turn increases their self esteem. The ability of looking at positive aspects of things help them feel less stressed and have better mental health. These kind of people are really future oriented, which help them to be very creative about their decisions and the possible outcomes. Now, moving on to the fourth personality trait, which is also least talked about, and that is perceptiveness. Perceptiveness is one's ability to view the world from two or more perspectives. It makes the person open to different views and not just stuck with his own views and beliefs. It also gives the ability to have insight, to understand the thoughts, feelings, and behavior of others. This quality in a person will make him less prone to arguments and quarrels at his workplace or anywhere and make him more likable by the people around him. A category of perceptiveness is social perceptiveness, which is the ability to tune into the feelings of people around them. It involves understanding the body language and gestures of other people. And this becomes very important because communication mainly takes place through non-verbal means. In many professions, your success is directly related to how you understand and deal with other people, like sales or business. The ability to control one's emotion and actions is also a very important factor. With this comes our fifth trait, and that is self control. Self control is exhibited when a person wakes up early to do his daily tasks, even though he don't want to leave his bed. This is the trait of controlling one's emotions, reactions, and impulses and to do what needs to be done in order to achieve a desired goal. It also helps you to avoid conflict in any kind of social situation because you have control over your words and action. Here is a bonus tip for you all. You can master self control by practicing delayed gratification. Like if you want to play a favorite game or watch a movie, then you can tell yourself that first you will finish studying a particular chapter or do an important assignment, then only you will play that game or watch that movie. In this way, your study or work will be done, and after that, you will be able to enjoy the game. This way, you delayed your instant gratification, but after completing the work, you will receive that gratification as a reward that will give you a sense of accomplishment and increase your self esteem. You can try this out yourself and let me know your experience in the comment section. Now we have reached to one of the most important part of this video and the sixth personality trait. But before I tell you about that, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to get more such valuable videos. So the sixth personality trait is calculated risk taking. We all know that successful people are risk taking people, but it is a partial truth. A lot of people talk about risk taking, but what they don't talk about is calculated risk taking. Calculated risk is making a decision carefully which involves some kind of personal or financial risk, but that is counterbalanced by reasonable possibility of a benefit. It involves gathering information about the problem, like its cause and its effects, and then carefully making a decision, keeping in mind all its positive and negative aspects, and analyzing that will the decision be worth it. You must also be prepared in advance to tackle the negative outcomes of the decision or action and should only take the decision if you can bear its possible consequences. So now we can understand that it is the skill of taking risk in a very calculated way which in turn will help you to grow and progress. Now let's talk about the seventh personality trait, which is also the last personality trait of successful people, and that is charisma. Charisma is a kind of personality that makes people feel comfortable around that person. You might also know a person in your social group with whom you feel some kind of pull. You always desire to be in the company of that person. It seems as if all your problems are just vanished at that time. There is a kind of positivity and connection that you might feel around that person. And luckily, if you are a person who is not born with charisma, then you can develop this trait with some efforts. If you want, then I can make a dedicated video on this topic as well. Just let me know in the comments. Till then, you can watch this video in which I had described the three main symptoms of depression which you should not ignore at any cost.